All right, hey, look, it's your boy, and we bringing back an old series of mine. It ain't too old, but I guess in terms of the internet, it's probably like ancient at this point, so we gotta fix it. All right, so that previous series follows Calvin Cooley, right? Undrafted quarterback out of Kansas. Now, we never completed that series. We was only about 2 videos deep. Typical, right? But we're back, not with Calvin per se, but another member of the family. We're now gonna follow the journey of baby bro. We're gonna be following Felix through his senior year of high school and his entire college career. And yes, he will get imported into Madden. Unlike his brother though, he always played football, but he wasn't a quarterback. Instead, he played on side of Calvin as wide receiver when he was younger. As senior year approached, he wanted to make a shift, especially because he hadn't received any offers as of yet. With his eyes dead set on going to Kansas State, last minute, he's making the choice to switch from wide receiver to quarterback. An unorthodox choice, but with prior knowledge from his brother and nothing to lose, why not? As he entered his final season of high school, Felix had to narrow down his options to around like 10 schools, right? Kansas State being his top choice. With Brown Stan and Avery Johnson projected to go to the league, Felix saw this as an easy opportunity to at least compete for his spot on the team. Swap of positions didn't really impact his ratings as much as people thought it would, mainly because Felix was barely ranked to begin with. Some saw this as a decision of desperation on Felix's part, but was actually a calculated risk encouraged by his head coach. Training with Felix and Calvin's fathers all those years, and now Felix, he saw similarities in practice over time. So with the team not having a single thing to lose a quarterback, creating a more Wildcat style offense to fit Felix's current capabilities was honestly nuts. All right, now this year's college football, it doesn't give you the option to play entire high school games, but you do get to play singular goal-based drives that will impact your tape score for each school. So you already know what Felix about to do. Pick everything that's going to highly impact Kansas State decision, because as it stands right now, as you can see, Felix ain't on nobody's board as a receiver or quarterback. So he got to make something shake. And what I will say, college football 26, they know what they're doing with the presentation, man. The way you get to run out with your team, and then you could move the camera. It's a little bit limited, but you still get to, you know, look around, see the cheerleaders, see the stands, see the, man, I ain't gonna lie, if it's looking like this in high school, when we get to college, when they really screaming our names and shit, we projected to go places, that shit gonna be amazing. I ain't gonna lie, that shit gonna be amazing. Being more of a gadget receiver, nobody really questioned the athleticism, but the scouts wanted to know is could Felix throw? And I think that right there answers the question. Felix wanted to prove that he could make that switch to quarterback. And while it was funky at first, you know, he was messing up on certain things. His pocket awareness wasn't always there. He looked like a bat out of hell running around down there. But the drive and the passion was there. Felix had something to prove, and he felt like he could do it. But certain schools had certain wants and needs, so Felix had to fulfill them, which was the athletic goals was no issue for him. He could scramble all day. He could do anything he wanted to see. He wasn't even trying to do this, but he just added extra tape to it. Like Felix was, he was the man. But he just really wanted to show he could get that ball in the air into the guy that needed to get it. But you know, it is what it is, man. Like watch Felix right here. Who's catching him? Who's catching him? It's crazy he wasn't even ranked, but you know, being in such a low-key school kind of, you know, it took the shine away from him. Right? But look, man, Felix coming for it all now, getting offers for all over the place. All over the place. A bunch of low-key schools, not low-key schools, but you know, like, you know, and his rank went up. And guess what? Guess what? He ain't on the board with Kansas yet. His stock rising. He ain't on the board with them yet, but he getting there. But guess who he is on the board with? Guess who he is on the board with? Vanderbilt. They looking at him as QB2. They looking at him as QB2. They think about offering that man. Nobody else. But at least we got Vanderbilt. But here's the thing. It doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop here either. Kansas State head coach hit your boy up. Felix got a challenge he need to accomplish, y'all. All right, man, so at this point, we only really got that one goal. Max protect, rush for 10 yards. Come on now. It almost felt like a test for Felix, for real. Like, if you think about it, it's so simple, that it's like so easy to mess up, right? They just testing your boy, but obviously it ain't really nothing, because look at him breaking, can't catch him. Like, he having fun with defenses at this point. He getting more comfortable in the pocket passing, and he's just tearing defenses up like he ain't even tripping. You know, he took the sack here, but hey, that don't mean nothing to him. At this point, all he gonna do is keep getting better with the arm, and the better he get with the arm, is just the more unstoppable he get. He's past high school ball at this point. He's ready to move further. Like, at this point, Felix, he basically knows, you know, he's gonna be up there on Kansas State's board with the performances he's putting on. You know, he may not be the most accurate. The balls could be like out of place a little bit. You know, they could be a little high, a little low sometimes, but for the most part, he really putting it all together, and we not even halfway through the season yet. This the halfway point here. So he only gonna get better. Just gotta give him a little time. But the only goal that he's really waiting on is this one right here. This one right here. And guess what? Felix gonna get it done with ease. Like, it was so simple, you would think that it's like a joke goal or something. Like, and to end it off with a touchdown right here. At this point, I think Felix feel like he got the scholarship in the bag, man. I feel like he got it because they rolling in. Look at that. Living it a little bit. Just a little bit. Felix is more confident than ever at this point. Look at that. Vanderbilt hitting us up. They want us. They want us. They want us. Remember, Vanderbilt was the school that put us up. They the first school to move us up to that second string. They the first school to move us up to the second string. Now this right here is a very important moment for Felix, and like, this is gonna be his canon event right here, right? He gonna ask his classmate to the dance. He ain't gonna be cringy. He gonna be chill with it, and it ain't really turn out good for Felix. But he gonna take that anger into the next game. And that he did. Honestly, he played angry as he could, overthrowing receivers, not really hitting his goals. And I play these games in real time, so you know, the commentary was just after the fact, and then I go based off what the gameplay leave me with. But as you can see, Felix, he just wasn't even here. Couldn't hit this goal either. And that even though these scholarship offers came in, Texas A&M, ODU, all these schools, but guess what? We dropped in rankings and we lost interest from Oregon. Now, taking a look at Felix's list, it's clear that he's barely making any progress in the direction he wants to go. But there is another destination catching his interest. Now look, Felix been balling, but it looks as if hitting those goals placed in front of him doesn't shift the needle, which is gut-wrenching, man. Imagine you get told to do this, you do that, you get all the praise in the world, and then you still not moved up on any list. You still at the bottom, you still on the bench, you still considered a walk-on for a lot of places. And with senior week right here, coach telling you it's now or never. You gotta cut it down to 3. Felix got a decision to make. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people probably won't expect what he gonna do. Final game of the season, final game with the bros. You already know Felix showed out to the best of his ability, not just showing growth with his arm, but also with his leg, becoming a more decisive runner throughout the season. You know, man, just gotta show out for just your last game of high school, man, because you know he got a big decision coming up. The big 3. All right, so at this point, the big 3 might be a shocker. I'm not gonna lie. We going Kansas State, Vanderbilt, Hawaii is the safer pick. Going into the season, Felix wasn't on a single board. An afterthought, basically. Wanting to live up to his older brother, he made some changes he never expect, and with some ups and downs along the way, he prevailed. Now, while Felix was only looking in one direction this season, others were looking at his. And somehow, he doesn't seem to have the same look of desperation on his face that he used to. Now, while Felix did ball out this season, we can't forget, you know, still not that guy, so everybody ain't pop out to the hat picking, but those who did show up are in for a surprise, because I don't think people really know where Felix is gonna go.